We have a Harvard-educated transportation secretary, Pete Buttigieg, who apparently never learned that there's a difference between the state level and the federal level. The Disney fight was a state fight because our legislature rightfully passed a law that said that we don't want our public schools indoctrinating 6- and 7-year-olds in the transgender agenda. And I supported that law. But what I focus on at the federal level, in the Senate, are federal problems that matter to real people, real problems. I'll give you a real problem. We have a transportation secretary named Pete Buttigieg who believes that highways can be racist, who believes that $5 gas, which is killing working Americans, that $5 gas is a great thing because that means people are going to drive less, or because everyone's now going to go out and buy a $65,000 electric car with a Chinese battery in it. I'm going to focus on the real problems. I'm not going to focus on the agenda that dictated by a bunch of affluent elite liberals and a bunch of Marxist misfits who sadly today control the agenda of the modern Democratic Party.
Marco Rubio talking about those affluent elite liberals and Marxist misfits. He's going to focus on those real issues like gas prices, inflation, whatever the hell else they like to throw out there. But it's weird because he was just talking about marriage and gay marriage specifically. So are you going to focus on those real issues that Americans care about? Or are you going to keep focusing on how much you hate the LGBTQ plus community and them having any semblance of rights that look anything like the rest of us? Okay, fine. So Rubio is responding to what Pete Buttigieg did say to Jake Tapper then about them talking about this Respect for Marriage Act, which would codify same-sex marriage, considering conservatives are coming after anything like this. This is what Buttigieg was saying that got Rubio's his feathers all ruffled.
It's still clear if there are 10 Senate Republicans willing to support it. Republican Senator Rubio told my colleague Manu Raju he's going to vote no, and he called the vote a quote stupid waste of time. What's your reaction on that? What's your message to Senate Republicans?
If he's got time to fight against Disney, I don't know why he wouldn't have time to help safeguard marriages like mine. Look, this is really, really important to a lot of people. It's certainly important to me. I don't know, that half hour my morning had me thinking about how much I depend on and count on my spouse every day. And our marriage deserves to be treated equally. And I don't know why this would be hard for a senator or a congressman. I don't understand how such a majority of House Republicans voted no on our marriage on as recently as Tuesday, hours after I was in a room with a lot of them talking about transportation policy, having what I thought were perfectly normal conversations with many of them on that subject, only for them to go around the corner and say that my marriage doesn't deserve to continue.
Only thing I disagree with Buttigieg there is he said, I don't know why these Republicans would go this route after talking to me in a normal conversation. I know why, because they're hateful bigots, that's why. Or they're being paid to make sure that they legislate like hateful bigots, which might be even worse. What are your thoughts, dude?
It's rich of Marco Rubio to talk about misfits at a time when he's wearing a ill-fitting white golf shirt. That looked terrible on him. And secondly, there's Marco Rubio saying, oh no, I'm focused at the federal level on federal issues, matters of grave concern. Well, but he just admitted a few seconds earlier that he was involved in the Disney fight, that he was involved, even though he's not a state lawmaker, he's a US senator. So Marco Rubio is talking out of both sides of his mouth. He's not looking very good at the same time. And the reason that this matters is because Clarence Thomas in that Supreme Court opinion that got rid of abortion rights raised the prospect of the courts also saying that things like interracial marriage and same-sex marriage could be kicked back to the states and could be made illegal. That's why the House is acting and why the Senate is being asked to do so as well. And for Marco Rubio to say this is a waste of time, he wastes his time every time he opens his mouth.
I mean, it's going on camera. When have you heard Marco Rubio talking about doing something instead of complaining about something or saying how horrible this is? And oh my God, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that once we're back in power. But the thing is here is, again, we're fighting over marriage. Marriage, that's what they're fighting over. People actually having the same rights as the rest of us. And then they'll say, look at you guys hyperventilating over what you said could happen. You're hyperventilating over, and when it came to Roe v. Wade, you're hyperventilating over, these actually hurting women. We've been hearing countless stories of how this is hurting women, and you know what they say afterwards? Oh, that's fake until it's real. Then they move on to the next. The same thing here, because they'd have to ignore that Clarence Thomas openly said we should come after same-sex marriage next. They just ignore it, move on, and do it anyway.